All right, Scott Cuthbert of the Independence Patriots. Scott, obviously a tough one for you today, but you guys did battle, and they ended up 10-6.
We did. I mean, at one point there, it looked really bad, and we was able to battle back. You know, we hit the ball better at times tonight. We just, they hit the ball real good tonight. I thought Greenbrier East came out, and we had a chance to make a couple plays, and we didn't, and that's what happens when that goes. But we had a few opportunities ourselves there to get even closer back in the game, and they made a play when they needed to. I think they turned like 2 or 3 double plays tonight on us. So I mean, that's baseball. But I was really proud of my kids tonight. They didn't quit. They battled through it. But that's a quality program there, and we give them fits at times, and we just came up short.
And this 9-team region, how important are these regional games?
They're all important, but they're a little more important. It's starting to line itself out a little bit, I guess. We're trying to figure that out now. I think the vote has to be in next Tuesday, so we'll have to see. We were 1-1 in the region this week, and then we got 2 more if we get them in. So, if we can go 500 or 3-1 possibly, who knows what'll happen. But it's always scary because you got people voting, so you never know what they're going to do. I've known a lot of these guys a long time. I don't think nobody do nothing crazy, but hopefully we'll find out sometime next week.
Then your starter Reed Ward really did pitch better probably than the final stats will show.
Yeah, he had some tough luck tonight. He pitched, he did through the contact, and tonight field conditions. If you didn't hit it right at somebody, it was through. Both ways. We hit a couple ground balls that I'm shocked it got through, but he's getting there slowly. He threw a lot of strikes there. We just gotta make some plays. We get better. We gotta get ahead of the count a few more times, but we're hopefully getting there. Bats are starting to swing a little better. If we can get them all through the lineup hitting. The bottom's starting to put it in play more now. So if we get the top going again, it gives us a fighting chance. And once that starts, 2 weeks from now, everybody goes back to 0-0. So we'll see what happens.
You feel like you had May on the ropes a little bit there in the fourth?
The fourth, if we could have got even, things change. Sometimes we had opportunity to get even, but we'll see how it goes.
You guys are comeback kings.
Yeah, we got back in it, but we know we had a chance to get it. I think we had a chance there to cut it to 1 even or 2, but when we went back out, we have to be able to shut it back down. And then we limited them, but they was able to score another run here and 2 here and 1 there. That's where we struggled a little bit. But they run well and stuff. They got real good athletes. So
how dangerous is Zetko at the top of that order?
Oh, he can fly. He's a real good hitter. Their top of the order is really tough. And, with Nelson in the bottom there, that's dangerous too, because early in the year Nelson was in the top, and he's a good hitter. I've known Nelson for a while now. So, but we just have to see what comes. Get ready to play Thursday.
All right, Scott. Appreciate you.